Welcome back to the channel. Out here at Orange County National this morning, nice sunny day, looking at a pitch shot here. Just wanted to talk about a couple different tendencies I see with players and some guidance sort of in each one. So we have sort of a couple different styles we could go to when it comes to pitching. We could do a little wider without as much risk. So this is my preference when I'm pitching personally. I like having a bit more width and then using my body movement to get the contact. So my arc is going to stay relatively similar, and then how my pressure is set in address, and then how my body moves a little bit forward and stands up is going to help me control the arc versus a lot of setting and unsetting of the club. Both are really good ways to pitch. So I'll demo the first one here. So I got a ruler down here just so I can measure my distance toe to toe. I see players sometimes on this shot get a little bit too wide. I'd prefer, sort of just outside of club head is a good reference point for you. So when I'm in here, my big toe, my front foot's around 20 inches, my back toe's around 14 inches, and the ball's around 18 inches. So I have it slightly forward in my stance, which is, again, I think a good place to start. So I'll just hit one to that back one, just trying to sense the same, matching my rhythm and having nice arc, letting the contact happen through my pressure at address, and then how my body moves throughout versus trying to do too much from a wrist standpoint on this one. So nice solid contact, good distance, felt like I had a lot of ball control there. So really good way to do the first, for me, that's, if I'm out playing, that's my shot. If I can hit that shot around the green, I'm going to hit that as many times as I can and around. And I think that's important to sort of have your shot that you feel like you have the best control of. There could be that shot that you hit a little lower, or that shot you hit a little higher. Some players feel more comfortable hitting it high. Okay, so that's great. Some feel more comfortable hitting low or mid or whatever. So finding what you feel most comfortable with, I think, is super important. So that was my getting my attack angle with my pressure, and then making sure the width of the swing stayed relatively consistent. I was about one down attack there. Path was 0, just about 0.3 from the inside. Face was just slightly shut. So fine shot, gave me a good chance to get up and down. If I go a little bit more narrow, so imagining my right elbow stays really tight to my side, I let the club move a little more vertical, and then I let that energy out into the ball. It's gonna make it a little less body motion here, a little bit more through the wrist motion. But again, if you have your elbows sort of tight to your body, so this right elbow's tight here, as I finish, this left elbow stays pretty tight to my body on this side, and I'm just basically letting the club come up and drop down. So it sort of looks like this, up, and I'm just letting the energy drop onto the ball when I do that. I'm not trying to produce a lot of force with this one. My body motion is pretty calm, and I'm trying to just let the club sort of work up, elbow stays tight, and on this side, elbow stays tight, and let the swing and the energy of the club. I have a little bit of pivot here, but I'm definitely not shifting as much back and front. So that's me letting the energy of the club swing. Using a little bit more wrist motion here, so a little bit more back, a little bit more through, using a little bit of pivot to hit it too, but keeping it as simple as I can. 4 down, so it produced a little bit more steepness there. 4 down, slightly shut face relative to that pin, so it finished just left. So a really interesting way to play around with it. It definitely, sort of two ways to think about it. We could go with the wide arcing one where the pressure stays. The pressure movement's gonna help me get the hit, so that's this one. So that's me using my sort of shift to help me get it. Starting a little forward also there too. And then this is the letting the club set and then just dropping that energy on the ball. So nothing's rushed when I'm hitting these, making sure that things stay pretty calm. You see that I got attack angle a lot easier with letting the wrist set and drop on the back of the ball. If I wanted that much attack angle on the wider arcing one, I could start with my chest. If I wanted more attack angle on the wide arcing one, I could always have my chest a little bit more open, or I could have the club track a little bit more from the outside, or I could play the ball back, right? So I have a couple different options. If I put the ball in the same spot, open my chest a little bit, and then I track the club a little bit more from the outside with a slightly open face. Just say my lie was a little bit sketchy, so that moved the attack to 5 down, right? But my path went a little more left, but I wanted to increase the attack, I increased the attack. So again, golf is very fun. There's lots of ways to do it. As long as you're clear on sort of what are the pros and cons to each way for you, I think that's the key to it. Fun sort of demoing a couple of these shots, able to give myself some chances here to get it up and down, and that's the name of the game. So trying to decide wide or narrow, use those as your keys. Again, nothing's rushed. The tempo here is staying very similar. Using my wrist a little bit more is that tempo. Using my body is that tempo. You can see how the timing of the swing takes a little longer, because obviously when I'm using my low wrist, you can see, look how wide the sweet spot's moving, right? So it's traveling a little bit wider, so it's going to take longer. My one where I'm using my elbows and my wrists a little more, the club isn't as far away from me, so it's going to hit the ball a little bit quicker. So you can use that, but the amount of speed, I'm never trying to put a lot of force into it on this type of range of shot, trying to just let the club swing, let the energy out into the ball, and then help me repeat that. Using the ruler's good just to help you get the right setup and good stance with each time, the same ball position each time. Again, those are things you could take care of before you hit, and that can help you lead to being more consistent, which everyone wants to be in this game. So use those. I think it was really fun to demo those for you. If you need any more help for your game, check out ToddMcGeeGolf.com.